Hey guys, welcome back to Eternal Summer. This is the start of something a little new. I think this is going to be our first podcast in a little series.
Yeah.
Talking about kind of a little bit about our past, kind of what we did, some fun times we've had, other times that we were living in an eternal summer, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's definitely kind of the vibe from those. So
it should be good, but yeah. So this week we're going to be talking about. It's not our first tour, but it was definitely one of the funniest.
Yeah.
I was with our performing group, and when we decided to go to New York. So yeah. I think we should probably tell a little bit about Clayton, kind of what it was.
Yeah. Clayton was, best way to put it is it was a performing group, but it was show choir is the best way to put that.
It was like a show choir.
Because you got singing, dancing, and you also have lifts going on throughout.
Yeah, everything. And there was a cappella in the show, and all sorts of good stuff.
Yeah, there was it was a good experience to do it the many years we did it.
Yeah, I feel like it helped kind of shape a lot of who we are. But
definitely kept a lot of us out of trouble.
Definitely kept us out of trouble. We did it. Oh man, you did it for 10 years, 11 years?
Oh, okay. So I did Good News,
Same.
USA,
Same.
Jammin',
Same.
Hero, and Celebrate.
Just did Celebrate that year.
Yeah. Then we did Encore, and Fame.
Just Fame.
Just Fame. Just Fame. Just Fame.
No,
so I did it. Fame. I did it 10
years? So I did it this many.
No, because you did Fame that second time too with Just Fame. Okay, yeah, no. Yeah. I did two extra years than you. So if you did 8, I did 10.
I did 7.
You missed a year. USA. Good News. USA. Jammin'.
Celebrate.
Hero, Celebrate.
I didn't do Hero.
I know, I'm saying Hero, Celebrate.
Yeah, Celebrate. Encore. Fame
and
Encore.
Fame.
Just Fame.
Fame. Okay, so I did it 9 years.
Yeah, I did it 7.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Sorry.
Anyway, so I did it for 7 years. I had the opportunity to do it 9, but I kind of opted out. I was doing other things. Wish I would have done it one more year and then stopped.
And then I'm the polar opposite. I wish I would have stopped at 7 with you.
Yeah, that's fair. I get that. But I mean, again, it was fun while it was happening.
It was fun while it was happening. It's not that I regret those last 2 years. It was just everybody from the groups that we were in was gone. I was literally so much older than everybody else, especially that last year. I love you all if you're listening to this.
Yeah.
But I'm so much older than you. You guys are talking about all this other stuff, and I'm like,
what?
I'm literally a grandpa to you guys.
True.
Literally.
It's true. But yeah. Anyway, so with this group, one of the things we do is every year we had this tour that we would go on. It was kind of so we did Christmas. I was just kind of getting back into the swing of things after summer and stuff.
It's a good way to celebrate and go see the festivities around Salt Lake.
And be a part of them. Be actually a really big part of the festivities and stuff. And then come springtime and summer, we would prepare for this big tour that we did every year. Mm-hmm. It was usually 5 days, sometimes 7, sometimes.
Well, the younger groups, they would do 5. So until you were in so Good News in USA, you definitely do maybe 4.
Yeah.
Jammin' and to Celebrate, you would do 5 or 6. There was some tours on the
Fame,
Fame and Encore. Days. Yeah, Fame and Encore, you were at most times you were minimum a week that you were there.
At least 7 days, often longer because of air travel.
Well, yeah, you'll in this story specifically, you'll hear about that.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, and there was, we had all sorts of shenanigans that ensued. Oh my gosh, so much funny stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so again, this one's gonna be about New York. We're kind of gonna do almost like an anthology, just talk about all the tours we went on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so New York, super fun. We got to do Newsies. That was one of the medley show type things we did.
What medleys did we do that? Because I know it was Newsies for sure because we were in New York, and that was Fame. Fame did Newsies.
Yeah, that was Fame.
What? No, the other one was Glee. Yeah,
Glee. So that was cool, and it was a Glee medley made up of a whole bunch of songs.
Yeah,
it was fun times. So yeah, it was good stuff. I got a story. It was a pretty good one. It's It's about a monkey being kidnapped in New York. Okay. Sounds kind of weird, but it's a good one. So, we start off. I'm on the bus. After what?
Both of us were on the
bus. Oh yeah,
both of us saw the monkey.
Yeah. Like we were on the bus. Everyone else had gone off. We were cleaning up the bus because we were just. That's what we did. Last people off the bus would just like pick up, do a quick check, make sure everything was where it needed to be.
Generally that was true, but this one was actually in the morning.
Because at night.
No, because I remember because he had left the monkey overnight on the bus, and that's why he freaked out.
No, I grabbed it that night.
Did you grab it that? No, because I swear we grabbed it in the morning and we put it in my bag. Yeah, because it went in my bag.
Oh, I know it went in your bag, but
I could have sworn it was in that morning.
It was night. It was like we were walking off the bus because he had no idea. It was after he like made love to some cheesecake.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I remember we put it in my bag to hide it from him, but I thought it was in the morning.
No, yeah, it was at night. It was like because everyone was super tired. This was like more than halfway through the tour. This was one of the last days, but something like that. It was at least halfway.
I think it was the halfway point because we'd already been to Rockefeller. That's where he got it.
That was where he got it. Yeah. But anyway, so we're just like picking up the bus. I see the monkey. We freaking gooch it. We put it in his bag. And we're just going. We're like, we're gonna use this for a different time. And to keep in mind, Jared, I love you if you're listening to this. But this kid thought he was like, he called himself like the alpha. But everyone knew he wasn't the alpha. Everyone knew who the alpha was. This too,
Once again, love you, Jared.
Love you.
But you especially at this point in time with this story, you were a tool. Oh, you were such a tool.
What a tool.
But it was a love thing.
It was
because I could have taken you and used you as a paintbrush to paint something. Because that's the kind of with that haircut. Every time that's like the perfect tool. But I love you, Jared, and that's
we
like
love you. We love you, Jared.
That was you. You're not that way anymore, but that was you, and I think now he kind of admits that. But
so we saw this opportunity.
Just gotta mess with him.
Too good to pass up. Later on, I think it was like the next night.
Yeah, we used it the next night because it was the next day he was freaking out.
Yeah,
all day because he couldn't find the monkey.
And he thought he just was like, it's a write off. It's gone. Whatever. They're like these monkeys. They're like the green ones. You hit them and they go
the stretchy arms with the Velcro on the hands and the feet.
Yeah, and like they were all over like Times Square and stuff. He's like, I'll just get another one. Whatever. Anyway, so later that night, I'm like, everyone's like chilling in their room. Everyone's super tired. I'm down in the lobby because they've got computers. So I was like, just messing around, watching YouTube, Googling some stuff. My phone had died. I had to let it charge, all that jazz. And I'm thinking, I'm like, yo, we've got this monkey. What are we going to do? So I make an email address. And it's yourmonkeysmine@gmail. And this is the first interaction, okay? So this is, I send the email. And it's got a picture of his monkey in a bag. Like with head covered, feet sticking out.
Oh, that was a later picture. Never mind.
So this picture, his monkey with a bag over his head, and it's like, if you ever want to see your monkey again, like reply to something stupid like that, whatever. Anyway, so we go up there, and I'm like, what did I just do? Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? I'm like, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So I go up to the room, and this is when I get my first accomplice. This man over here, I told him what I did. And there's always that point in the kidnapping where you're like, did we really just do that? Anyway. So,
didn't we get like not like a WhatsApp, but kind of like a similar app?
Yeah, it was like a phone number
app,
and
then that's how we started communicating with him.
Yeah, because it was a lot faster than email. Email was taking too long.
Yeah.
But then we'd send him, I think it was like 3 or 4 emails in, just talking. He's like, "Where's my monkey?" All this crap, and then and he
could hear.
Love you, Jared. Love you, Jared. He was in a room with all these girls. Anyway, there was like at least 10 girls in there, and there was one other guy, and we were like, "Yo, we sent the email after he was like, this isn't a joke, whatever," and then we sent the picture, and we're like, "Yo, homie." So we talked the other guy in the room and said, "Yo, record it. See what happens. Just start recording. Turn on your phone. You'll see it when it happens." And he's like, okay, whatever. So he does it. And next thing you know, this dude, Jared, is like, "Where's my monkey? They have my monkey! Oh, my gay in this room full of girls, whatever. He's freaking out. And we get this video and we're like, it's working. So and that's when and then from there we switched over to the like WhatsApp thing because it was way faster. So we started doing that. And this is when we started
really messing with them.
And at this point, like keep in mind, we had already gotten 2 people. And then someone had texted us from the room. I think it was 1 or 2 of the girls. Maybe it was a mom.
No, it was a girl.
It was a girl?
Because I think it was...
I don't want to say her name, but I think I know who it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, so someone texted us from that room and was like, was this you? And we're like, no.
We were trying to like let people know that it was us without letting too many people, because once you know too many people, and a lot of those people are tattletales.
Yeah, and like they would be like, oh, it's fun, but we wanted to take it too far,
we were taking it way too far.
Oh, we didn't. We could have taken it so much further.
Well,
anyway, I'll tell you my like master plan, what I was gonna do, and then I tripped. I slipped up.
Anyway, well, it was my fault.
It was both of us. We both got sloppy. We got sloppy, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
Couldn't do the Italian job, but so, and this is when I'm calling this section the beginning of the labors of Ike, because the fake name I used on it was Ike. I don't know why. It was just the first one that came to me was Ike. So I used this pseudonym as Ike, and like I said, the labors of Ike. This is when we started saying, like, if you ever want to see your monkey again, you're gonna do this, right? And the first one, at first we were like, okay, go to room. It was like 402 or something like that. We were on like the 3rd or 4th floor.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of floors. There's like 8 floors.
Yeah, there was like 8 floors. So we're like, go to room 402, and then go to room like 128, and then go to room like 567, and then we went to a room like just across the hall from our room. And this is when we made a great discovery. With your phone, for those of you just listening, you can put your camera through a peephole and record. So multiple people can see it. And at this point, we had probably 6 or 7 people in our room watching everything that's going on. So we put the camera up, and all of us are just huddled around the door, just like, and we see him just like go, touch the door, run to the next one. And he just like turns around, runs. You can hear him run up the stairs. So we're like freaking out, and we're like, oh, I can't believe this is working. And like people were texting us, they're like, why is Jared running around? But like, what's going on with Jared? Is he okay? And we're like, yeah, dude, he's fine. Just, he's looking for his monkey. All this, just playing it off like we don't know anything. People were like, yeah, we just saw him on the 1st floor. And then there's people like, oh, you just ran up to like the 8th floor. Like, what the heck is going on? Like, all this stuff. So we finally get to a point. So he was like, okay, I've ran all around. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, I'm getting sick of this. So we're like, okay, run down to like Continental Breakfast area. And they kept fruit there 100% of the time. Always. There's always like an apple or a couple of bananas. So we're like, okay, take an apple, run it to this random room. Again, it was like 3 or 4 down from ours, so we could see everything that happened. So he runs up, he's sweaty, he's like, his little thing. He's like, okay. He sets the apple down, and by this point, he's not running anymore. He's just walking, and he just like sits down in the hall. And we're like, oh, what do we do now? And someone was like, oh, tell him to bring us a cup of hot chocolate. So we're like, okay, this is a good one. And so we tell him to bring it to us, but we put it on a different floor. So we like, okay, go down, make this hot chocolate, and put like a specific amount. I think it was like 4 or 5 creams and then like 10 sugars or something. Like, it was stupid. It was so stupid.
There was a lot of like not necessary things for hot chocolate as a whole.
Yeah. Let's see. And so we were like, it was just, unnecessary hot chocolate, just to see if he would follow the demands. And he did. Every single one. So we tell him to run into his room, and we put it there. And we're going, and he's like, okay, it's done. Sends us a picture. And then he's like, then who was it? Someone said, they're like, yo, drink it. It's going to be a long night. And he was like, what?
And he had spit in the hot chocolate.
Like a heavy, like, loogie. And he was like, I don't know if... I think he drank it.
I don't know. I'd never asked.
Neither did I. I never asked. But anyway, so we were just like... It was so funny. We were like, drink it. You're going to have... It's going to be a long night. It's going to be a rough night. Right? So he comes up, And like at this point, oh, dude, I don't know how many people, way too many people know. Like at this point, we're starting to get like parents involved. Some of the moms are like, "This is funny."
we had his mom involved.
Oh yeah, and she was like, "Oh yeah, let's do it." She was so about it.
And we had moved the monkey like how many times at this point? Like dude, we moved it like a bunch.
Yeah, and we were playing like keep away type deal. Like it was switching between people, just like all over the place.
Well, I mean, one of us was at least like we were pretty much had it. Because he was coming into our room to check. He was going to everybody's room to check.
Yeah.
So, like, he, like, not tore apart our room, but he dug through our room.
And he, like, there was one point where we had the door shut, and he was, like, banging on it, like, "Let me in! I know you have my monkey." I'm like, "We don't have your monkey."
Yeah, he knew it was us the whole time.
Yeah. Well, no, at first, it was, I feel like he didn't know who it was. He knew it was someone on the floor, but he didn't know who.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, because it's us. Like, Jared had at some point,
that it was us.
Well, that's because we ended up moving it into his room where his mom and like two other guys were staying.
Yeah.
We put it in his safe and created a code for it.
Yeah.
And we told him that it was in there, but that we wouldn't give him the code. And we were finally like, okay, we'll give him the code, but we were gonna go move the monkey as we were giving him the code. Because
we put the code. We were giving him the code in like room numbers. We're like, go up. You have to go to this room, take a selfie of it, and we'll give you the next room number. And then after he did all that, we were like, it's the last digit of each room number, right?
No, because we put it on pieces of paper. The code.
Oh yeah, yeah, because someone was running around.
Yeah, it was me that was trying to go. Yeah. So we put the paper on. We were gonna. I think we were just gonna put them on the right in front of the step of like the elevator.
Oh yeah.
It was my job to go run and put the papers there in a different order, just to kind of screw with them a little bit. But like, okay, code's with these digits. But I think you've had him go to the 8th floor first.
Yeah.
And I got it to the 8th floor, and he's sitting there on his phone, and I've got all these pieces of paper in my hand, and he looks at me, he goes, "Oh, you!" And I chuck the papers in the air, and I start booking it, and he starts chasing me. Yeah. And as I get to the stairwell, I hit my big toe on the freaking...
Oh, I remember that. You, like, broke your foot.
I thought I broke my foot. I didn't break my foot, but I banged it on the freaking railing, and I was like, "Oh, shoot!" I thought our director was gonna kill us because I was like, "Oh, that hurt so bad!" Like I straight up could not walk on my foot for like a minute.
Yeah, and like, and keep in mind our director. He was very like, be respectful of your surroundings. Don't keep other people up. If we start getting complaints, like whatever. Now,
and if you pissed him off,
If he got mad. He got mad. But so we were, and like this was probably midnight at this point. We were being super rowdy, super loud. Luckily, no one in the hotel cared. I think some people thought it was funny. Just seeing this guy just walk back and forth. Oh, monkey! What's wrong, my monkey?
Probably just like another dude off on the street in New York. It's probably what they thought it was.
True, just some dude tripping out of a monkey. But yeah, so that was when he was like, what are these numbers? Figured it out pretty quick.
Yeah, he ended up getting that. We couldn't get to the monkey in time, but. It was still funny. It was still fun. I think where we screwed up was we sent him to the floor before I even got there. We should have like had me go put one down and then me send you a text saying, "Okay, here we go."
Which was hard because, dude, I remember my phone wasn't charging. Like I had to stay in the room or else like I would have helped.
Yeah, it would have. It was fun though. Like I think out of all of us, like there was like 3 of us that were involved, like strongly involved.
Yeah, like
because one of them was with him the whole time, and then it was you and me. Pretty much, and then there's a couple other people that were like, involved, but
there's some other people. I mean, like at the end, I feel like everyone knew.
Yeah,
and like the next morning, well, hold on, let me go back to the original plan. So what my master plan this whole time was, I was gonna try and get on the roof of the hotel, send him a picture with the monkey, just like dangling off, and be like, "You've got like so much time." And then he's dead, or just something dramatic like that. This whole thing was overly dramatic and hilarious. It was great.
Very funny.
It was so funny. It was one of the so stereotypical like kidnapper bombing Saw type deal. Mm-hmm. It was very funny. I know we should have threatened to like chop off a hand or something.
I mean, we basically did. Because at that point he was pretty much done with a lot of things. So sending a picture of that monkey with the book was kind of like
That's true.
That was kind of like doing the same thing.
Yeah. But I mean, like, actually, like, could you imagine if we just, like, cut the hand off?
I would have felt bad.
Me too. I could have fixed it, but...
I know, but I would have felt so bad. Like, I would have been like... It would have been cool to fix it, but at the same time, it's like... I would have bought him a new one just because that was
exactly.
That's a little far, but it would have been funny. I agree. It would have been hilarious.
Or even just like maybe not cut off the hand, but like do scissors around the hand.
Oh, that would have been even better.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, that would have
should have, could have. But yeah, whole goal was to end up with like the monkey like tied up all around all this stuff. Like maybe put a piece of tape on the.
We did a lot to that monkey.
We did a lot to that monkey.
That was great.
That was great. Oh, so fun. But yeah, have him hang off, like have his legs hang off and be like, you have like 30 seconds before I push him or something. Yeah, it would have been funny. Would have been funny to see.
Yeah,
but
it was fun. It was fun. It was funny. Fun. He definitely has never been able to trust us the same after that.
I don't know about that.
I mean, like, it was like there was a lot of times where he was just like, especially like the rest of that tour, he was just like, oh, I can't do anything. Because I grabbed the monkey one other time and he like almost killed me.
No, you're not taking this monkey.
Yeah, I'd like feared for my life in that situation. That was scary.
You're like, dang, sorry, bro, it's just a monkey. Yeah, he was very upset. And we all laugh about it now. Like, this is something that we're all.
Didn't he end up giving that to his sister too?
Yeah, it was for his sister the whole time. It was for his sister the entire time.
That was funny.
It was very funny. So, but yeah, that was
the story of the monkey.
Story, yeah.
And that kind of just gives you the idea of like what happens if you take what happens if you take like a bunch of kids on a trip by yourself. Like you're gonna get into a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh, and like the director the next morning. So. Everyone's getting on the bus. We're like the last ones on. We got like sunglasses on. We look heck hungover. I don't know why.
We were tired.
I just remember being like, ugh, this sucks. And he was just like, so I heard about that monkey fiasco last night. How'd that go? I was like,
what are you talking about?
I don't know. What monkey? And he was like, sure. It's like, don't kill me. I did not mean to ruin this tour.
I'm just an innocent child.
It's
not like the city was sleeping anyways.
True. But, so that was a good time.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I think that was probably like my highlight from that tour. One off.
I think that was the highlight of my tour. Just because there was a lot of stuff that happened shortly after that pretty much ruined my tour.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
I get that. But not very long after that.
Yeah.
So.
But what else did we do on that tour? We got to go to Times Square. You know,
that was pretty fun.
That was pretty cool. What was really cool is that when we went to Times Square, we were with a bunch of people, and we ended up going to like the Marriott Marquise.
Yeah, the Marquise.
And we like snuck in and like went up to like the top of that.
Yeah.
And just to look and dude, that building was like
huge.
Going at the top of it, like you could like feel everything swaying.
Yeah, dude, I know it's so weird to do.
And I don't do good with heights in that, like especially in that situation. I'm like feeling it swaying. I'm like holding on.
I know, dude. He was white knuckling like over the railing. Then there was one point you're just like standing back there. I'm like, you want to come look? He's like, No, I'm good.
I was so done.
I was like, okay.
Even one of the chaperones was sitting there. She's like, are you okay? I was like, no, not really.
Yeah. No, not really. Right.
But it was funny because of us getting delayed. We ended up getting to stay at that hotel because one of the chaperones kind of had like the homie hookup type situation.
100% homie hookup. But yeah, and to like for some context, so our flight, the day we were flying out, there was an incident, we'll say. I'm sure if you go back and look, this was back in 2016. You'll probably be able to find it. Anyway, that stopped all flights all around the world.
Plus, it was really bad weather.
Yeah, it was pretty bad weather. I mean, it wasn't great weather. It wasn't horrible.
It was pretty. I mean, sort of. It was worse than Chicago was, though, for sure.
Yeah.
But
still, I mean, there was some stuff going on where we just couldn't fly out of there, and it was like we couldn't fly out of there for a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
So we ended up like, yeah, it was a homie hookup. Totally came in clutch. He's like, yeah, dude, the only hotel in the entire state of New York that still has rooms is the Marriott Marquis, or enough rooms for everyone.
Yeah,
because there was like 60, 70 kids, and like 3 kids to a room, something like that.
Yeah, for one chaperone there was 3 kids. Generally, I mean there was a couple of occasions where there was 2, but
yeah,
there's 3 kids, 1 chaperone, and so yeah, there was quite a few rooms that needed to be
there was at least like 15,
and they separated boys from girls.
Yeah.
And other than chaperones, there were some chaperones that were, but they were basically they were all of our parents, so it was fine.
Yeah, so we knew everyone. Mm-hmm. Like we were all friends. Everyone was friends there.
Yeah,
we knew all the parents. All the parents knew us. It wasn't a big deal.
No, it wasn't.
But So we ended up getting to stay there. That was the weirdest thing. 2 a.m, looking out over Times Square, you can still see all the lights
and getting pizza. That was huge.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! And comparing it, so there was this one group of girls we were hanging out with. They're like, "Yo, we feel so bougie. We got room service," and they brought up this little pizza. It was probably like that big. And they're like, "Yeah, we spent like $50. We got some Perrier water and a pizza, and it was really good."
We spent $15. Our chaperone spent $15.
Oh, if that. Oh, I think he spent more than that because he got like a pack of Mountain Dew, some like beef jerky. Like he got like
he hooked us
the fixins, and it was probably like I think it was like $30, $30-$40.
Probably
like
for everything. Probably
for everything. Like it was like $30-$40. Pizza was like this big.
It was
way better than theirs. First off, it was like perfect New York style. Had pepperoni. They only got cheese because they only have one topping, and cheese counted as a topping. So like I said, it was like $30. No, it was more than 30. It was like 50.
I think they spent 50 for what they got.
Like a little pizza, and we spent, like I said, probably $30 for this huge ass pizza. We had like a bunch of leftovers, all this stuff. It was
we shared with them when we found out.
Yeah,
it was just funny because even still, as far as I could remember to the day that I remembered, both that chaperone that spent the money and one of the girls in that room were still salty about that.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me one bit because it's like they walked in there like, "Did you guys get room service?" We were like, "No, we ordered a pizza because we're in New York."
Yeah, it was a good.
It was so funny.
That was the highlight. Well, that was one of the highlights of that night. That for me.
Oh yeah.
But I remember when we were at the airport still. They had a lot of stuff going on that night.
That airport, that was a rough day in the airport. Also, LaGuardia is trash.
LaGuardia was very bad.
Just go through JFK.
Yeah. So, yeah. But we were kind of like kept getting delayed. I remember there was kind of like, well, maybe we need to be loud because when we were in Chicago, we kind of did a thing where we were super loud.
A different tour. We were loud, obnoxious. Ended up on the news, and they were just like, "Kids out of here! They're too loud. No one can sleep."
Yeah, we were the last flight to leave that Chicago tour, but that's So we kind of
tell about that later.
Yeah, we kind of went with that mentality, and I think we tried to like be loud in obnoxious. We kind of did like we were at this point we were the only ones left in the freaking.
Yeah, there was no one else in our like section of the airport. I don't think there was anyone else in the airport besides like the staff, and they got a kick out of it. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. So we ended up doing like a prom, and everybody had like their dates and everything. I remember I was with Barrett, and I felt really bad for Barrett because I was like not happy. Like that was like a terrible night for me.
That's fair. Kind of don't blame you.
But me and Barrett, which was fun because it actually put me in a better mood. Barrett, I had this little like Captain America plushie thing, and I got it from my baby brother because he was obsessed with like Marvel. He still is, but
aren't we all?
True. But I got that for him, and me and Barrett had a baby.
Oh my gosh. I totally forgot about that. The freaking baby shoved it in your shirt, and he's like...
He shoved it in his shirt because I was carrying Barrett.
Oh my gosh. I totally forgot about that.
That was so... I remember that was so funny and so like key for like I remember that so well. It was so much fun.
So fun.
I did feel bad for Barrett because I was like I was not happy that night.
Yeah, dude. Everyone kind of knew you weren't. So yeah, we were just it was super fun at the airport having like everything go on. It was great.
Yeah,
that little promenade. Everyone, you could tell like all the adults were like some of them were super enthusiastic about it, but some of them were like, "Oh, can these kids just be quiet?"
But at least, like, I mean, at that point, it was just chaperones and us.
Because, I'm talking about chaperones.
Yeah, I know.
Some of them were very much like...
Well, yeah, but they were, they suck. But we...
we all know who we're talking about. Yeah. Anyway.
But at least it was just us. That way we could, like, be loud and rambunctious. Like, in that wing, like, everybody else had already left. They called it quits. Like, they weren't going to try to get another flight.
No, they were just like, might as well just get it.
But our director was, like, determined to get
he wanted to get everyone really bad.
Mm-hmm. But, we ended up having to drive. So we went to the Marriott Marquise. Then we ended up driving to Philadelphia, which we had to take 2 separate buses.
Yeah, and stayed at 2 different hotels.
Yeah, but I remember because all the kids plus 1 or 2 or 3 chaperones
I remember
were with us. We were all on one bus. The rest of the chaperones were on the second bus, which came like
it was like 4 hours later, something like that.
It wasn't quite that long, but it was a very long time. I remember because our chaperone was like in charge of like getting everybody in rooms.
It was like him and Kim who were on the bus with us. I think was Kim even there? Was it just
no? Kim was there because it was him,
Kim and Francine. We had Kim and Brandon on.
Kim, Brandon, Francine, and Chris
on this bus, taking care of like 70 kids.
That was
that was a lot. We were all tired. Most of the time, I feel like everyone was either sleeping or like just on their phones. Like it was pretty chill. Everyone was pretty like ready to be home, pretty tired, not willing to put up a stink.
No, but we got to the Philadelphia. We got to those 2 hotels, and we ended up we all went to our rooms, and then for dinner we just had a swimming pizza party.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
That was cool. I mean,
it was chill. It was nice.
Yeah. And then later that night, I don't think anybody really slept that night because we all ended up playing night games, and we had night a ton games. Of sugar.
Well, and it's like we had to I think our flight left. Like some people,
we had to be at the airport at 3. We all left on the same flight.
Yeah, because we ended up to Midway. Yeah, and then we split from there.
Yeah. So yeah, nobody really slept that night. We all just played night games and hung out around.
Yeah, hung out on the roof.
Anyway,
but yeah, so we played night games. I had an authentic Philly cheesesteak,
which I'm jealous of. I wish I would have done that.
I know you were out playing night games and shit with people, which is probably.
I was out playing night games for 30 minutes. Other than that, I was in the room.
Really?
I was not.
Oh, dude, I should have because I was just
not
down in the
about
lobby
anybody.
Again on the computer. I had a problem. I still have a problem. But yeah, on the computer, just like looking around, I was like, I'm hungry. I wonder if someone will deliver. And they delivered a Philly cheesesteak at like a large spread. Oh, so good. So good.
I'm jealous. I wish I would have been a part of that, but I was.
Just happens. It's okay. Next time we'll go to Philadelphia.
We definitely need it. I think you and me should go, or get some of our friends.
Yeah,
to go.
That'd be so fun.
Relive some of those tours.
Yeah,
I'd be down now. I'd be down to go to Cranston again, just because do all those tour, do all those stuff. But
yeah, okay, cool. We still got tons of time. But yeah, and just good times.
Yeah, those are fun.
This is fun. But yeah, it was a pain to get back. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was a long. That was like
that was like 11 days. It's longer for some people.
Some people were there for 11 days. Some people were there probably 14 days.
Yeah, 14.
Technically 14. Technically, they were on tour for 14 days because of how long it took them to get home.
Yeah.
Glad I was one of the 11.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for everybody that wasn't, but
I think I was 12 or 13. I didn't go the full 14. Thank goodness. I think it was.
I think you 12. Were definitely 12.
Yeah.
But.
And we counted it up over this tour that we went to. So we got New York, New Jersey, Vermont, Philadelphia?
Yeah.
That's not a state.
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, okay.
Wait, but... Oh, wait. Is Vermont a state? I thought that was Cincinnati. No.
So Cincinnati's Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vermont's a state.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then... Oh, goodness. We all went to Chicago. Some people...
Went to Texas.
And then California.
Phoenix.
Vegas. I think that was it.
I thought there was one Seattle one.
No, because the Seattle one ended up going to LAX. That was when I was.
Oh, that's what we got preferred. Okay, yeah. Sorry.
No, you're good. Because I remember they were like, "Yeah, we have to go up there," and then the captain found out about there's because there were a ton at least because it wasn't just us going to Utah.
Mm-hmm.
There was 2 other groups that were going. So he was like, "Yeah, we'll just go to LAX, drop."
Well, I thought that they got
people off.
Well, I thought they got the deferred because of something that was going on with the plane.
Maybe I don't know. It was something. But yeah,
because they can't really just make their decision midair to go change their path.
Well, I know. I think it was before we left.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
And they got people to LAX, and then they got them on a routed flight up to.
Oh, okay.
So there was something where we ended up in LA. I just remember I was like LA. I woke up and it was LAX. I was like, did I miss it? Oh my gosh. No! And I was alone on this flight. I think because we had assigned seating.
Yeah.
And so I was with 2 girls and a mom.
Okay.
And there's only 3, seats per row. Mm-hmm. And they were like, okay, well, one of you has to sit all the way. I think it was it was all the way to the back, and they were the third or 4th row from the door. And originally it was supposed to be the girl whose mom she was with, and she's like, I just don't want to sit back there by myself. I'm like, dude, I don't care. I'll go sit back there. Whatever. Just don't forget me.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, I woke up and I heard LAX. I was like, they forgot me. Oh no.
But yeah, because I remember I had 7 people on our flight from Chicago because we had me, Kim, Francine, obviously.
Yeah.
And then there was a couple others.
Yeah,
but I remember it was. I think Barrett was with us too.
Yeah, I think Barrett was
taking stuff off the carousel, like all the luggage, because all the luggage got sent home with us.
Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm. But but everybody else, the other 4 just did. Francine absolutely needed it.
Yeah,
because she was sick.
Yeah,
but
I feel like, dude, being on tour for 11 days, like that's hard.
Well, especially
and like not just that, but in another week. So, and there's one more group just to preface this. In Clayton, there's the highest group, which is called Synergy. They go out of the country to their tour, and it is 14 days at least
minimum.
And usually it went over because of the same type of thing.
Yeah, well, then they're not a thing. Clayton's not a thing anymore.
No, it's not. It went under due to COVID, but yeah. So a week later, she had to go do this again, but longer because her son was in the higher group too. Stupid. Yeah. Again, Jared, we love you. We love you. We love you too, bro. Francine. But
especially you, Francine.
Yeah, especially you, Francine.
If we have to choose, we choose you.
True. Just kidding. All over Jared.
We do, but, just kidding.
Yeah,
but not really. But sort of.
Kind of,
but not really.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Okay.
But yeah, so Jared, he was in Synergy that year, so he had to go out and do it again. And they got, oh my gosh, their tour. They got trapped. Where did they go? Where was it?
I don't remember what the tour was, but Taiwan. I know they ended up. Okay, yeah, because they ended up going to Tokyo.
Yeah, I remember getting like pictures at like 2 a.m. of Jared in the bathroom with like a little pop figure.
Yeah, that was
making a pretty Gunnar face.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so they went to Tokyo. Yeah, it was that again. That was like that one. I think was almost 20 days.
Probably, because I remember that was like a huge delay for them.
By the end, like because by the last person to get home, I feel like it was like at least 19 days.
Yeah, that one was pretty rough. I'm glad I wasn't on that one.
Me too. What else did we do in New York though?
I remember when we went to Times Square, we did have the dude that we like. We were walking through Times Square, and like Times Square, obviously, if you've been there, you know it's like there's crazy stuff going on. Mm-hmm. But I remember being, because we were a bunch of 16-year-old, 17-year-old, some of them were 14-year-old kids.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
But I'm like, there's like the baby, the head with the
and the guitar lady whose like boobies were like down to her.
Well, and there was even the girls that were walking around just like painted.
Yeah.
And I remember because there was some guys from England, like right before we had met that one dude that was like, "Yo, you want some stuff?" But because they were from England, and one of them was like freaking out for some reason, and she like just opens her mouth. She's like, "What? It's just a tit." And it was just like, okay, you're like, cool. We're like 14. Bye.
Yeah, bye, Felicia. We're 14 from Utah. We've got mistaken for polygamists more than once on these things.
Well, especially because we're all wearing the same shirt.
Dude. Always wearing the same shirt. Always like, Most of the chaperones are usually women.
That's actually generally true. And then you got the one male director, and then everybody else is
like. The kids are very dispersed. There were lots of boys and girls, and then there was like definitely one other. Girls. I think there's 2 other men chaperones there
on that tour.
Yeah,
I think there's 3.
Oh yeah,
because I think
Yep. So three guys plus Kim. But yeah, there have been points where it's like all female chaperones, and because we're from Utah, they're like, oh, the polygamists.
Yeah, literally.
And we're like, well, no, but. You think that?
You would think that.
What else? Oh my gosh, we saw a musical, Something Rotten.
That was the greatest musical to me ever. Not ever, but it was like, I think like to me it was funny because like
the theatrics.
The theatrics were hilarious. The songs were hilarious.
The theatrics of our group.
Oh my gosh, dude! That
was so funny.
That was like, and I remember sitting next to you. And
I know it was like me, you.
And the 2 other people.
2 other people, and then them.
Yeah. Well, they were down here right in front of us.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's what it was. Like, we looked
yeah, that was funny.
So funny.
But
it was a little naughty. They said penis.
A lot.
Well, no, they only said it once. It was only, I think
it was in that one song many times.
Well, no, it was only the song.
Like 5 times. Which technically is many times.
Well, no, I thought it was just once. But they had several different words.
They were genitalia. That was very, but the whole like if you don't know what Something Rotten is, it's basically a whole like basically what Something Rotten is the it's like a play. It's like a remix or parody on Hamlet. Yeah. Basically, the whole thing is making fun of Shakespeare in a way, which to me was extremely hilarious because direct descendant line, like it can be mapped out. Direct descendant line of my family is from Shakespeare. Nice. Which I thought it was dope because my grandmas are.
Yeah.
Because Anne Hathaway, his wife, is in that line.
Oh. So you're like hecka close.
Yeah, because my grandparents are Hathaways.
Oh.
So it's
you're
way close.
Way close.
But so to me it was extra funny.
So funny.
But it was super, like, I enjoyed that play. That was hilarious. I'm so glad I chose that we chose to control that play.
Dude. Versus...
I think he even, like, when he selected that play for us, he didn't know what it was.
No. Oh, 100%. And I feel like the description, he didn't do it justice. It was so funny.
It was
so good. There's like
I wish it would have seen it when it came through Utah.
Me too. It was a good one. And it's hard to beat the bard.
It's hard to be the bard.
So incredibly hard.
I'm probably gonna listen to that.
It's hard to be the bard, baby. There's so many penis jokes in this whole show.
There's a ton.
Like that whole song is just about being
your right hand
man. Forgot about that one. It's his wife singing it to this dude who's a writer.
You should definitely, if you have the ability,
check it out
because I know that they have some on
Spotify.
YouTube, and well, I mean they even some of the recordings from the
YouTube. Yeah.
So
check it out. It's pretty funny. And then there's a soothsayer who accidentally sees the future wrong for Hamlet, and he thinks it's called omelet.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was funny.
Yeah, and it's a terrible play about eggs. Anyway, it's funny. It's good, and it's like explains how like musicals were brought to the United States. It's funny. Anyway, it's a good one. Check it out.
Definitely very good.
Definitely recommend if it ever comes through your town. If you can, go see it. But yeah, that was another highlight.
I know Hamilton was getting announced that week when we were there.
Yeah.
Because there was a whole... there's like that one street.
Yeah, it was more than announced. They were like re-releasing the tickets because they had already done one run.
Well, no, they were announcing who the actors were.
I thought it
was 2016. They hadn't done one yet.
I thought they did. There was also Pokemon Go going on at that time.
Yeah, we were definitely getting in on that.
Yeah. There's some YouTube, but I still didn't catch it. Yeah. But that's life.
Worst things have happened.
I have a Mewtwo now.
It's not the same.
No, it's not the same. Yeah. And then just getting home. Man, that was a struggle getting home from that tour.
I was so glad to be home.
I was so glad. I was like, I'm just going to lay down.
I think that's...
in the shower and cry.
I think that's another reason why, like, New York to me... Like, I am not a city boy at all. I hate the city.
Yeah.
But I think, like, in addition for how long we were just stuck there, that's another reason I'm just like, I'm not about New York. There's not a single bit of me that wants to go back.
You don't want to go back?
I don't want to go back. I think if we did like let's go hit all the places we went to tour, like Seattle, Branson, all those places. If we did that, I'd be down. I'd be down to go.
You wouldn't just want to go back on vacation
by myself? No.
Well, no, not by yourself.
No, not like I mean, just but like by my own will to go.
Yeah.
No, I would not go.
Okay. But I would. I love New York. I could have lived there. But
I will take a ranch in Montana or Texas and have a nice day.
Yep. But yeah, that was.
That was pretty much like the highlights of that tour.
Yeah,
like,
I'm trying to think of anything else.
I think that pretty much covers it. I mean, there was some little things, but there like everything we kind of did, like it's basically.
It was like the last half of the week, and it was all. It's mostly like monkey and trying to get home.
Yeah, because I mean, everything before that was like basic tourist stuff on what we went and did. Like we didn't really do anything special.
No, not at all. Like we went to the Statue of Liberty. That was pretty cool.
That was cool. I mean, we did get to learn that Broadway, that
Broadway workshop.
That was cool. But
that was pretty fun.
I mean, other than that, there was like not really like
nothing funny, nothing outstanding.
I mean, Bubba Gumps was good.
Bubba
Gumps. I mean, we got to eat there. There's a funny story about Bubba Gumps that I'm not going to tell on this, but
yeah, Bubba Gumps.
That was good.
That was good. Hard Rock, that was pretty fun.
Oh, dude, Hard Rock was so good.
Hard Rock's cool. Vibing in the Guitar Center. Mm-hmm. I was like,
dude, that was fun because we were both in there.
Yeah,
all of us were just chilling in there.
I just picked up a guitar and started playing, and people were like, "You know how to play guitar?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Both of us had to get dragged out of that place. That was so funny. It was so
fun. There were a couple. I think there's one point where I was alone in New York, just like downtown. Everyone had ditched me, and I was like, "I don't know where to go."
Yeah.
No,
I remember at the Hard Rock. Remember when we were sitting at the it was you, me, and those other two people. One of the adults had the shit. It wasn't. That was not. It was not an alcoholic drink. It was not. It really wasn't. It really was. It was just a lemonade, but like the container that it was brought in. You're gonna alcoholic. you're gonna everybody. It wasn't, but he's gonna with you anyway. But the container it was brought in looked very much like that's.
It was what the alcoholic drinks were served in.
Yes. Wow. Yeah, it was the containers that they were served in. But as they brought out the drink and gave it to the chaperone, a bunch of the other chaperones were looking at her with 3 other kids, one being her daughter.
Yeah.
Looking at all of us like,
dude, she gave you a drink.
She gave me a drink.
Yeah,
she daughter a drink, and then her a drink because she thought it would be funny to mess with all of.
Well, I know because it's like as soon as she got it, she could see all the other chaperones being like. Yeah. We're like, yo, dude, it's just a lemonade. And they were like, yeah, sure. So she started giving it to the kids.
Which was really funny. Yeah, that was so funny seeing some of the reactions.
Oh, I know. They were like, I can't believe you would do that. You stoob.
It was funny. Like she was super, super cool. That was really fun. That was really I remember that very well. Because I remember because I with the freaking Van Halen guitar, dude.
Oh yeah,
that was sick. I was so happy when I saw that. I was like,
Frankenstrap.
Oh my gosh!
I know you were freaking out.
I was, dude. I'm super Van Halen, Motley Crue.
Yeah,
guy.
You're
a tech guy.
YouTuber.
You're a techie tips.
Trudeau. But yeah, and then there's one more. This same parent, man. She was not a very nice person. There were a lot of times that she was not very nice. She ended up calling a girl, one of the girls in there, a stoob.
Not the chaperone that we were sitting with.
No. This one that was pointing at the chaperone that we were sitting with.
I was gonna say the chaperone we were sitting with was one of the true one. Is one of the coolest moms ever.
Yeah,
and she's super nice.
But no, this chaperone, she's the one who like got mad at the phallic word and something rotten. She's the one who got mad when she thought it was alcohol, even though it wasn't. It wasn't alcohol, but she also called this girl because the costumes were skin tight. Some of the girls decided to wear thongs so they could get rid of panty lines.
Mm-hmm.
When you're a dancer, that's normal. It's not a big deal. It's not like doesn't affect. I don't know. Being a dancer for what did we decide? 7 years, 9 years. It doesn't faze us. It's like it's normal. Whatever. Anyway, she started calling one of the girls a slutty, thong wearing, and the last word starts with a B, and I'll let you fill in the blanks. Anyway, so we started making fun of her, she was like, well, she's just a stoob, and we're like, what? And we're like, what does that mean? And she told us, and we're like, oh, okay. So all the guys started calling each other stoobs. And that was like the word for the summer.
That still lasts, like, to this day. There's 100%. Days where we'll call each other stoobs.
Yeah, you're like, get over here, you little stoob. You're a stoob. Anyway. So yeah, that was it, man.
I remember that. That was so dumb. Remember all of us getting like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. We're like, did that really happen? Even Kim was like, huh? What? Why?
I just think the whole like. No, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, but yeah, that was it. So wrapping up. I think that was it.
I mean, like pretty much like that gives like the highlights of that tour. I mean, we'll definitely. I think we're definitely gonna take some more time for like not more time, but like take some time and go over the other ones as well.
For sure, yeah.
Because
this is part 1.
Yeah, part 1. But even though it's like. It was your last tour, wasn't it?
Yeah. And to kind of preface, just to kind of set this up, this was one of the funniest tours. Some of them are not this funny. Some of them are actually like There's I don't even say pretty like I don't want to say spiritual because they weren't spiritual, but they're pretty important to like to who us. We are.
I mean, the Chicago one for you and me for specifically, but that one we'll get into.
Yeah, we'll get that one's gonna be a little bit
like later. In all honesty, like that one, like it's only this one, Florida and Chicago that we're doing separately. The other ones we're gonna there's like 4 other tours that we're gonna do to get like all in just one thing, except for they're really gonna like the first 2 tours we're not really gonna talk about because we don't remember them.
No, we don't remember them. We were like what 10,
honestly,
11,
honestly
though,
that's pretty much where we were.
Yeah. But yeah, so that so this is the first in a multi-part thing. Should be good to go. It's kind of nice. It's kind of fun to rehash these memories. And
it is.
So if you like this, subscribe. Stay tuned. I don't know what day we're going to release this yet, but it's going to be same day every week. We're going to be filming. We're filming on Fridays. Maybe we release it next Friday. I don't know.
That works because that makes sense. If we say for like Fridays. Cool.
Yeah. But don't be a stoob.
And it was an alcoholic, I swear.